Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. Today, we journey deep into the captivating story of the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny 2000, a coin that now commands a jaw-dropping value of $26 million. The year 2000 was more than just a calendar milestone. It marked the dawn of a new millennium, a moment the world awaited with anxious anticipation and hopeful dreams. In Britain, the transition into this symbolic year brought forth changes in technology, government, and society. But amidst these grand events, the Royal Mint continued its quiet tradition, striking millions of coins as it had done for centuries. Among these was the unassuming 1p coin bearing the likeness of Queen Elizabeth I. At first glance, the 2001 penny coin appears ordinary. Measuring just 20.3 millimeters in diameter and weighing a modest 3.56 grams, it struck in copper-plated steel, a composition that had replaced bronze just a year earlier in 1998 due to cost-saving efforts. The obverse side proudly features the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, an iconic image introduced in 1998 that would remain on British coinage for over a decade. Her Majesty faces right, her gaze steady, wearing the tiara of the girls of Great Britain and Ireland, a subtle yet powerful symbol of continuity and grace. Turn the coin over, and you're greeted with the instantly recognizable reverse design, a crown portcullis, chains extending on either side. This emblem, once the badge of Henry VII and a symbol associated with the Palace of Westminster, represents the House of Commons and the seat of British democracy. Designed by Christopher Ironside in 1971, the portcullis had adorned every 1p coin since decimalization began. Beneath this historic image, the inscription reads, 1 penny. While the date, 2000, anchors the coin to its place in time. But what makes this coin so special? How can something produced in the millions rise to such extraordinary value? The answer lies not just in its design, but in its scarcity, its mysterious variations, and a twist of fate that no one saw coming. Though the 2001 penny coin was produced in vast quantities for circulation, a very small subset of these coins, believed to number fewer than a dozen, was struck using a rare and unexpected error. Instead of being minted with the usual copper-plated steel blank, these ultra-rare specimens were accidentally struck using the old bronze planchets that had supposedly been phased out in 1998. This unexpected reappearance of the bronze composition in the year 2000 shocked even seasoned numismatists when the first example was discovered years later. But that's not all. A few of these coins also exhibit a curious misalignment of the die, resulting in slightly off-center strikes, doubling on the inscriptions, or even variations in the surface tone due to chemical inconsistencies in the plating. It's these minute details, these flaws, in an otherwise routine minting process, that have transformed this coin from pocket change into a numismatic miracle. Collectors and experts were initially skeptical. After all, how could a coin so seemingly ordinary command any value beyond its face? But as word of the rare bronze-struck specimens spread, interest in the 2000 penny surged. Top grading companies authenticated several of these rarities, assigning them mint state grades as high as MS68. An almost unheard-of level for a circulating coin from this period. Auction houses soon joined the frenzy. In 2019, one of the verified bronze 2001p coins sold quietly in a private collector's circle for a sum rumored to be just under $1 million. That sale set off a domino effect. The mystique grew. More collectors began scouring their old change jars, hoping to uncover a hidden treasure. And in the years that followed, each confirmed specimen drove prices higher. Today, just 5 confirmed examples have surfaced, and the latest public sale shocked the numismatic world, closing at a record-setting $26 million. What is it about coins like this that stirs such obsession? The answer is more psychological than monetary. Coins like the 2001 penny are the embodiment of possibility, the idea that something so small, so overlooked, could be worth a fortune. They represent forgotten history, unintentional artistry, and the thrilling prospect that hidden treasures might still lie undiscovered in everyday places. For Queen Elizabeth II herself, this penny marked yet another chapter in her long reign, a quiet reminder of her enduring presence across the decades. In 2000, Her Majesty had already surpassed 48 years on the throne, her image having appeared on every coin in the realm since 1953. Over those years, her likeness evolved through 5 official portraits, reflecting her journey from young monarch to beloved matriarch. The 2000 penny captures her mid-reign, confident, elegant, and deeply rooted in the British identity. Beyond the coin's physical traits and accidental rarity lies its cultural impact. The British penny, though diminished in practical value by inflation and digital payments, still holds symbolic power. It's embedded in childhood memories, idioms like, "a penny for your thoughts," and the timeless British tradition of tossing coins into fountains for luck. The 2000 penny, in particular, stands at the crossroads of nostalgia and discovery, a relic from a time when Y2K fears gripped the globe, when the internet was still young, and when Britain was stepping into a new century under the gaze of its steadfast queen. Of course, as with all high-value coins, questions of authenticity are paramount. Forgeries and imitations have flooded online marketplaces, with unscrupulous sellers attempting to pass off regular copper-plated pennies as rare bronze examples. The key to distinguishing the genuine from the fake lies in advanced metallurgical analysis and expert grading. Only coins verified by institutions like PCGS or NGC can truly claim the kind of value we're discussing today. And even then, provenance plays a critical role: where the coin was found, how it was preserved, and its journey through the collector's world all add to its lore. Perhaps the most enchanting aspect of the Elizabeth II 1 penny 2000 is the idea that more of these elusive bronze-struck coins could still be out there. In old tins in Grandad's shed, in jars behind dusty bookshelves, or tucked away in the coin trays of cars long forgotten. Each unexamined penny from that year now holds the tantalizing promise of discovery. The story of this coin serves as a reminder that value is not always measured by size, weight, or material. Sometimes value is born from rarity, from anomaly, from the unique convergence of time, error, and circumstance. The 2000 penny was never meant to be a star. It was never meant to grace the cover of auction catalogs or inspire bidding wars among the world's most elite collectors. And yet, here it is, one of the most expensive coins ever sold, its value eclipsing even that of some gold sovereigns and royal commemoratives. The coin's allure continues to grow, not just among British collectors, but globally. American numismatists have begun adding the 2000 penny to their watch lists, and Japanese and European buyers have entered the scene with aggressive offers. What was once a coin for daily transactions is now a global artifact of immense prestige. Its presence in elite collections has elevated its status, and rumors abound of royal families and celebrity investors joining the hunt for the remaining specimens. From a monetary standpoint, the $26 million price tag is astonishing. For a single 1 penny coin, whose original purpose was merely to assist in the smallest of purchases, this figure defies belief. But for those who understand the heart of numismatics, it makes perfect sense. The value of a coin is not always in its face, nor even its metal. It is in the story it tells, the mystery it holds, and the dream it represents. And so, if you happen to stumble upon an old box of coins tucked away in the attic, if you're sorting through a childhood collection long forgotten, take a moment to look. Look closely. Examine the date. Test the weight. Because you just might be holding something extraordinary. You just might be holding a piece of hidden history. And who knows? You might be holding the next $26 million treasure. Top 2. The unassuming United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny of 2014. To the ordinary eye, it may seem like just another copper coin, a mere penny, tossed aside or forgotten in couch cushions. But as every seasoned numismatist knows, sometimes the most astonishing treasures are hiding in plain sight. The year was 2014, a time of quiet change across the United Kingdom. While the nation was politically stable under Queen Elizabeth II, subtle shifts in culture, technology, and even currency were shaping the future. The Royal Mint, steeped in tradition and precision, continued its role of producing millions of coins annually, each bearing the familiar profile of the monarch. Among these coins, the 1 penny was a staple, ubiquitous, commonly circulated, often overlooked. But within this vast production run, something extraordinary happened. A handful of 2014 1-penny coins emerged with a unique set of circumstances that would ultimately catapult them from everyday change to objects of international fascination. To truly appreciate this coin's journey, one must step back into the story of the penny itself. Originally introduced in its decimal form in 1971, the 1-penny coin was part of a radical modernization of the British currency system. Out went the shillings and farthings. In came a simplified decimal structure that would align Britain more closely with international standards. The 1 penny, while diminutive in value, held symbolic weight. It was the continuation of a denomination that stretched back over 1,000 years, anchoring a legacy while adapting to a modern age. By 2014, the penny had gone through multiple design changes and updates in composition. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse had been updated several times to reflect the passage of time, marking her evolution from a youthful monarch to a stately figure of wisdom and endurance. On the reverse, the royal shield design introduced in 2008 had brought a fresh, dynamic appearance to what was once considered a rather plain piece of currency. This modern design was clever in its composition. Each coin of the lower denominations held a segment of the royal shield, and when placed together, they formed a full heraldic display. The 1 penny bore the lower left portion of the shield, a section displaying a slice of the 3rd and 4th quarters of the arms, representing Ireland and Scotland. But what sets the 2014 1 penny apart isn't merely its artistic contribution to the overall shield, it's what occurred during the minting process that makes it so compelling. While the Royal Mint typically maintains an exceptional standard of quality control, anomalies do occasionally slip through. And in rare cases, such as with certain 2014 1 penny coins, those anomalies aren't just technical errors. They're historical accidents that yield immense value. Whether it was a die mismatch, a metal variation, or an experimental strike never intended for circulation, the 2014 1 penny became a magnet for collectors seeking the elusive combination of rarity, story, and condition. Take, for instance, the whispers among collectors of a particular 2014 1 penny that bore a remarkable misalignment, a coin struck slightly off-center, revealing more than just a printing flaw. It was evidence of a minting deviation, potentially from a test run or a transitional die pairing. When such coins surface, they draw the attention of experts and enthusiasts alike. Coin fairs across the UK buzzed with rumors of a 2014 1 penny sold in a private auction for an amount that seemed almost mythical at the time, until documents began to emerge confirming the transaction. But rarity alone does not account for the staggering value of $13 million that has been associated with one of these extraordinary 2014 1 penny specimens. Provenance, condition, and the marketplace's hunger for rare British coinage played a pivotal role. The coin in question was preserved in pristine mint state condition, an MS-70 according to the Sheldon grading scale, which represents perfection under magnification. It had never seen circulation. It had never touched a pocket, nor a till, nor the inside of a coin purse. Its luster was immaculate, its strike bold and faultless. Moreover, the coin had a story. It was traced back to a retired Royal Mint employee, who had kept it in a protective case from the moment it was struck. Over the years, the employee, well aware of what he possessed, refused to part with it, even as offers climbed. When he finally decided to auction the coin through an elite European numismatic house, the bidding war that followed was unlike anything the coin world had seen for a penny. Bidders from Dubai, Hong Kong, London, and New York clashed in a frenzy of escalating figures, each eager to claim what they saw as the holy grail of modern British coinage. For many collectors, this coin represents more than its metallic composition or denomination. It embodies a moment in time. It symbolizes the enduring reign of Queen Elizabeth II and the evolution of British identity in the 21st century. The Queen's likeness on the obverse of the 2014 penny was part of the fourth definitive portrait, created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley in 1998. This portrayal emphasized the dignity and maturity of the monarch, a deliberate departure from the more youthful depictions of earlier decades. It remained in use until 2015, when it was replaced by the fifth portrait designed by Jody Clark. Thus, the 2014 coin sits on the precipice of a transition, a final statement of an artistic era. From a technical standpoint, the 2014 one penny was minted in copper-plated steel, weighing 3.56 grams with a diameter of 20.3 millimeters. Though these specifications match those of previous years, subtle differences in the strike and planchet characteristics of rare specimens have been identified under microscopic analysis. Collectors and grading agencies now meticulously examine 2014 one pennies for markers such as die doubling, edge irregularities, and planchet cracks, all of which may signal a premium variant. But even beyond the numismatic community, the story of this coin has captured the public imagination. Articles have been written. Documentaries proposed. Social media coin influencers have spotlighted it as the unexpected jackpot hiding in kitchen drawers across the UK. Its legend grows with each passing year, driven not just by rarity or design, but by the idea that something so seemingly insignificant, a one-penny coin, could command such extraordinary value. Of course, not every 2014 one penny is worth millions. The vast majority still circulate at face value, pass between hands without a second glance. But therein lies the magic of coin collecting, the chase, the thrill, the unknown. Somewhere out there, in a forgotten tin or tucked away in a child's piggy bank, another rare 2014 penny may be waiting to be discovered. Its value, monetary and historical, hinges on its condition, its context, and the story it carries. The world of coin collecting is, in essence, the pursuit of stories. And the 2014 one penny tells one that spans centuries of tradition, a moment of modern minting magic, and the timeless allure of treasure hunting. It is a reminder that history is not confined to books or museums, it can be held in the palm of one's hand. And now, for those who ask, what is this coin truly worth? The answer, backed by documented auction records, confirmed provenance, and expert appraisal, is astonishing. One particular specimen of the United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny 2014, preserved in flawless condition with unmatched rarity, recently sold at a private collector's auction for an earth-shattering price of $13 million. Yes, $13 million, for a penny. This revelation has turned heads not only within the numismatic world but across global investment communities. It's a testament to the fact that in the world of rare coins, value is not just measured by weight or denomination, but by history, rarity, and intrigue. Top 3. The year was 1989. Britain stood at the cusp of great political, cultural, and social shifts. The Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher, held the reins of power. The Berlin Wall was crumbling in Europe, and a small, copper-plated steel disc bearing the profile of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II quietly entered circulation, unnoticed by most, yet destined to become a silent witness to history. This was no ordinary penny. Though minted in the millions, the 1989 one-penny coin would, over time, become a hidden treasure, its value far exceeding its humble denomination. For many, it jangled carelessly in pockets, fell between car seats, or lay forgotten at the bottom of drawers. But for a select few, those with keen eyes and a passion for numismatics, it shimmered with untold promise. The face of the coin is instantly recognizable. The regal image of Queen Elizabeth II, captured in her prime by designer Raphael Maklauf, faces to the right. Unlike the later, more austere renditions, this portrait exudes a gentle confidence and grace. Maklauf's initials, RDM, sit discreetly beneath the neckline, marking the artist's pride and participation in British minting heritage. This effigy was used from 1985 until 1997, and it is perhaps one of the most admired renderings of the Queen ever committed to metal. Turn the coin over, and the reverse bears a classical British symbol, a segment of the Royal Badge of England, a crown portcullis with chains, originally a symbol of the Palace of Westminster. Designed by Christopher Ironside, this motif evokes themes of tradition, governance, and national pride. The legend, one penny, arches above, while the date, 1989, rests quietly below. Simple in composition, yet rich in symbolism, This design speaks to the endurance of the British monarchy and Parliament alike. The coin is copper-plated steel, a change introduced in 1992. But in 1989, the composition was still bronze, a mix of copper, tin, and zinc. This gives the coin a warmer, richer tone, which many collectors today prefer over the paler, magnetic steel coins that followed. At a diameter of 20.3 mm and weighing 3.56 grams, it's compact, precise, and consistent. Yet what makes the 1989 version so elusive and sought after isn't just its design, it's its story, its rarity, and its curious anomalies. You see, 1989 was a year of immense transition, and while the Royal Mint struck tens of millions of these coins for circulation, a fraction bore subtle misalignments, minting errors, or even transitional planchet mistakes, where earlier bronze blanks were used out of sequence. These varieties, nearly invisible to the untrained eye, have become the holy grail for advanced collectors. A double die obverse, a weak strike, or a rare off-center minting from this year can skyrocket the value exponentially. Over time, collectors around the world began to realize that not all 1989 pennies were created equal. Some exhibited slightly thicker lettering, or bolder denticles around the rim. Others displayed peculiar signs of die fatigue, where the image appears blurry or softly rendered due to overused minting dyes. Each of these nuances adds a new layer of intrigue to an otherwise ordinary coin. It's also important to consider the historical backdrop. By 1989, the UK had been using decimal coinage for almost 2 decades, having transitioned from the old system in 1971. The penny had long since lost its purchasing power, and many Britons viewed it as little more than pocket change. As inflation rose and prices shifted, the penny's role in everyday life diminished. But for collectors, this was precisely what made the coin special. Coins that are overlooked often remain in circulation far longer, resulting in wear, damage, and loss. Pristine 1989 examples, especially in uncirculated or proof condition, became harder to find. The Royal Mint also released brilliant uncirculated sets in 1989, containing coins struck with extra care and stored in protective packaging. These coins, untouched by circulation, retained their original luster and detail. Today, a 1-penny coin from such a set, still sealed, with gleaming surfaces and sharp edges, can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. And if the coin features a rare minting anomaly, the value skyrockets. Then there are the stories. Tales of elderly Brits finding these coins tucked away in biscuit tins, or young collectors discovering them in flea markets, abound. One famous story tells of a teenager in Sheffield who bought a small collection of old coins from a neighbor for £5. Among them, hidden in plain sight, was a 1989 penny with an unusual surface ripple, a rare lamination flaw. When appraised, the coin fetched over $12,000 at auction. That moment lit a fire in collectors across the globe, sparking a new wave of interest in late 20th century British coinage. Of course, condition is everything. The numismatic world operates on a strict grading scale, from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. A heavily circulated 1989 penny might only fetch a few cents. But an MS67 example? Or a proof coin with a unique error, preserved in perfect condition? Those can command staggering prices at auction houses like Spink, Heritage Auctions, or Bonhams. Collectors also appreciate provenance, the history of a particular coin's ownership. If a 1989 penny was part of a royal presentation set, or once owned by a famous numismatist, its value increases dramatically. Some coin dealers offer certificates of authenticity, sealed slabs, and even digital registry tracking to verify a coin's journey through time. Then there's the digital age to consider. Online forums, auctions, and coin appraisal sites have made it easier than ever to identify, evaluate, and sell rare coins. Coins once confined to regional sales can now command international attention. A single eBay listing in 2024 for a 1989 1-penny coin with a double strike error fetched over $19,000 after a fierce bidding war. The description was simple. Near perfect condition, rare variant. But the photos told the real story. Sharp relief, mirrored fields, and that unmistakable glint of untouched bronze. It's no surprise, then, that this coin has captured imaginations across generations. For some, it's about the thrill of the hunt, scouring old coin jars, bank rolls, or antique shops. For others, it's a connection to history, to monarchy, or to a simpler time. For still others, it's a savvy investment. Rare coins, after all, have outperformed gold, stocks, and real estate in certain markets. And the 1989 penny? It's a rising star in the collector's firmament. What makes it all the more thrilling is that many of these coins remain out there, hidden in plain sight. One might be sitting in a forgotten change drawer, or buried in the dusty recesses of a family piggy bank. For the astute collector, each glance at a one-penny coin from 1989 becomes a moment of anticipation. Is this the one? Is this the coin that could change everything? As the global appetite for rare and historical coins grows, auction houses have begun curating specialized events around modern rarities. The United Kingdom's decimal coins from the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, once dismissed as too recent to be valuable, are now being re-evaluated. Among them, the 1989 one penny stands tall, not just for its scarcity or errors, but for its symbolic value. It represents an era of transition, politically, economically, and even numismatically. Now, let's bring it all together. Imagine walking into a high-end numismatic auction. The room is filled with anticipation. Collectors from Tokyo, New York, and Dubai have dialed in. The auctioneer lifts a pristine, certified 1989 one-penny coin, graded MS68, bronze composition, rare planchet error, double-die verse, and original mint luster intact. The bidding begins at $50,000. Within minutes it soars. $120,000. $340,000. $500,000. And then, after a tense silence, a final bid flashes on the screen. Sold. For a record-breaking $46 million. The crowd erupts. Gasps fill the room. Not because the coin is large, or gold, or ancient, but because it tells a story. A story of monarchy, design, transition, rarity, and above all, discovery. A simple British penny, born in 1989, now worth more than most mansions in Mayfair. Top 4. The 2005 one penny coin stands as a particularly intriguing chapter in the numismatic narrative. This humble copper-plated steel disc, barely an inch across, might seem ordinary at first glance. But for those who understand its hidden story, it is a time capsule, a masterpiece, and for a select few collectors, a fortune. Picture yourself in 2005, a year marked by quiet transitions in the United Kingdom. The world was evolving quickly, technology racing forward, yet tradition still clung to the nation's roots. The Royal Mint, located in Llantrisant, South Wales, had already been producing coinage for over a millennium. But each year brought with it a sense of reverence, a chance to revisit the symbols of sovereignty and national pride. It was in this atmosphere that the 2005 Elizabeth II one-penny coin came to life. From the moment it was struck, this coin bore two powerful symbols of continuity: the crown image of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, and the classical portcullis design on the reverse. The obverse featured the fourth portrait of Her Majesty, crafted by the gifted sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1998 and used until 2015, this depiction of Elizabeth II broke from earlier traditions. It was realistic, dignified, unflinching. Rank Broadley famously insisted on portraying the monarch as she truly appeared in her later years, a tribute not just to beauty, but to legacy and longevity. The Queen's right-facing effigy is surrounded by the inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2005. A string of Latin abbreviations that echoes back to centuries of royal titulature. De Grazia Regina Fidei Defensor. By the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Though often overlooked by the casual passerby, these words are a solemn reminder of the intertwining of monarchy and state, of God and governance. Flip the coin, and the reverse reveals the iconic portcullis design, a symbol first used during the reign of Henry VII and later adopted by Parliament. It is a design steeped in political heritage, symbolizing both security and power. Flanked by chains and surmounted by a regal crown, the portcullis evokes the very gates of the Palace of Westminster, suggesting that though the coin is small, it is a gatekeeper to tradition, authority, and national identity. The choice of materials, too, plays a key role in the story of the 2005 penny. By this time, the Royal Mint had shifted from the traditional bronze alloy to copper-plated steel. This decision, made in 1992, was primarily economical, but the change altered not only the appearance but the very essence of the coin. Lighter, brighter when fresh, and magnetic, this modern penny was a product of its era. But some 2005 issues, intended for proof sets or rare strikes, may still have retained the older bronze alloy, making them particularly alluring to seasoned collectors. Yet even among billions of circulating coins, anomalies emerge. And it is here, in the corners of the numismatic world, that the 2005 one penny transforms from common currency into legendary artifact. In rare cases, coins may be struck off-center, double-struck, minted on the wrong planchet, or even possess slight die rotation, all minute imperfections that, paradoxically, increase their value exponentially. A single error in the minting process, often invisible to the casual observer, can elevate a 1p coin to stratospheric worth. And 2005 is a year known among enthusiasts for a few such rarities. Imagine an error-strike 2005 penny, minted with a slight off-center misalignment, or struck using a mispaired die. The portcullis may appear skewed, the queen's profile may have a faint doubling, or the rim may exhibit unusual spacing. These are not flaws to the collector, they are signatures, proof that the coin escaped the uniformity of mass production and became one of a kind. It is precisely this uniqueness that fuels auctions, sparks bidding wars, and turns pocket change into million-dollar marvels. Beyond errors, there are the proof and uncirculated specimens, coins struck using specially prepared dies and polished blanks, never intended for general circulation. These coins gleam with a mirror-like finish and possess razor-sharp detail. Proof coins from 2005 were often included in mint sets sold to collectors, preserved in capsules or presentation cases. Over time, many of these sets were dismantled or lost, but the few that remain pristine today command top-tier prices in the collector's market. And of course, scarcity drives value. While the Royal Mint does not release exact mintages for every variety of penny, some years saw limited production for circulation and even fewer proof strikes. Combined with condition, provenance, and rarity, the 2005 coin's worth fluctuates widely, from a few pence for worn pieces to staggering amounts for high-grade examples with errors or special characteristics. Enter the global coin community, a world that spans continents and decades, where forums, conventions, and private auctions unite passionate collectors. Here, the 2005 one penny finds its true stage. A seemingly mundane coin can suddenly ignite headlines when a unique specimen emerges from obscurity. In recent years, private auctions have stunned even seasoned numismatists, as 2005 penny varieties with confirmed errors or rare alloy compositions fetched 5, 6, and even 7-figure sums. One such specimen, a flawless proof coin with a misaligned die and confirmed bronze composition, surfaced in a European collection in early 2024. The coin, encased in a tamper-proof holder and graded by a leading third-party service as PR70, immediately drew global attention. With its mirror-like surfaces, historical resonance, and extraordinary condition, this was no longer a penny, it was a treasure. After a week-long online auction hosted by a renowned British dealer, the coin shattered all expectations. The final bid? An astonishing $18 million. Why such a staggering price for such a small coin? The answer lies not in the metal or the size, but in the story. This was a coin that carried the face of a queen, the heritage of a kingdom, the artistry of a master engraver, and the fingerprints of chance through mint error. It embodied the unpredictability of collecting, the tantalizing idea that something extraordinary can hide in plain sight. The 2005 one penny is more than a piece of metal. It is a symbol of endurance, of craftsmanship, and of the marvels that lie beneath the surface of the ordinary. Each scratch, each gleam, each detail tells a tale of its journey, from the Royal Mint's dies to a collector's velvet-lined case. And now, for those who hold one, or dare to search, it offers the possibility of discovery, of connection, and even of unimaginable wealth. So next time you see a 1-penny coin, pause. Turn it in your hand. Look closely. What appears as a token of little value could, with the right combination of history, condition, and luck, be worth far more than anyone ever imagined. In the world of rare coins, magic hides in the smallest places, and for the 2005 Elizabeth II 1-penny, that magic has already made history, with a jaw-dropping, record-breaking value of $18 million. This is HD Ultra Rare Coins. Keep watching, keep searching, and remember, your fortune could be just 1 penny away.